Hey everyone, how are you doing? Getting ready for the upcoming weekend? Does time seem to fly for you? It does for us. We're always saying, it's just the weekend and it's gone and it's here again and it's gone and on and on. Time does go fast. But that's the way it is. I know, it's usually when you're busy it seems to go fast. I don't know, I just think it goes fast. They say when you get older it gets faster. I don't know. But anyhow, as I'm still using my pumpkin light because it is fall/autumn, whatever you call it. And there's still pumpkins out on porches. I don't know if the pumpkins you cut, well, obviously if they're cut, they would be mushed by now, unless you have cold weather. But I think when it freezes, it's below, then they freeze, and then, if it's warmer in the day, they're mushed. So, but if you have a uncut, definitely a pie pumpkin. I don't know about the pumpkins that you cut, but I remember my mom's friend who was going to teach me how to make pumpkin pie out of real pumpkins, and I never had a moment to go over, because when you're raising children, well, at least me, my whole life was, is, and always will be my children. And she said, just bring them along. You have good kids, and everyone always said that to me. You have such good kids. And, I could have brought them over, but, I figured their kids are grown and, they're in their part of life where they don't, they don't need to have kids. I mean, she wouldn't mind. She was, she always offered if you're somewhere stuck and the bus is coming, she'd come over, whatever. She was such a wonderful woman, my mom's best friend. But, I know, I kind of looked at her husband. He was a great guy, absolutely great guy. But I just thought, he was in a point in his life and he was going through some health things and all. And I just thought, I mean, yes, my kids are very good, but, if you don't feel good and you're older and, maybe just even, kids even laughing could get on your nerves. So I just thought no. And you always think you got that time. And I'm like, I'll do it sometime. And, sometime never happened. But anyhow, that's how I know she knew a lot about, she had a nice garden. Oh, and beautiful garden. Her husband built all the stuff for her, the raised gardens and everything. And oh, I love to go in her backyard. But anyhow, she had those pie pumpkins that I think she put a lot of them in her basement. Well, she always made pumpkins. I think I said this before on what's it called, Thanksgiving, probably to her grown children, their families, and to her closest friends, and my mom, and to us. I remember one year she brought us six pies. She also made apple. We both delicious. I personally, I love pumpkin anything. Her pumpkin pie. Oh my gosh, I can't, I don't know. I wish I would at least, I could have gone, she would have given me the recipe. She wanted to show me, but she would have wrote it down. I wish I would have had it. I could have figured it out, but I didn't. But anyhow, she said, I'm going to bring you some pies, if you had to choose, you guys, what would you prefer? And everyone liked pumpkin. I said, of course we like both, but if we had to choose, it would be pumpkin. So one year she brought over, I think it was 7 actually. There were 5 pumpkin pies and 2 apple. And in fact, that was later on, and I think she says, give some to your mom. And so she gave so many. I don't know, she always seemed to give a lot. But anyhow, I could sit there and eat a whole pie. Of course I wouldn't. Kind of wish I did, because, at least me, the mothering I was, I never put myself first, second, third. I was even under last. Everything was for my kids. But I wish I had sat down one evening after the kids were in bed and everything was done, and, even had maybe a half a pie. I don't know. That pie was so delicious. And it's gone now with her as a recipe. But anyhow, the pumpkins, I just remember, it's not even a month later when, it's time to do, the pumpkin pies. But I remember even after, because I remember once she had to go somewhere, and it was after between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and she was saying she was bringing some pumpkin pies, and I thought, oh, those lucky people. And I mean, it was a lot of work. I'm pretty sure you have to take the pumpkin and I would think bake them. I don't know how you would cut the skin. It's sort of like a squash. I think pumpkin is like a squash. So you'd put it in the oven and you know, get it mushy for hours, I would assume. I probably could look it up, but I don't think I could replicate hers. She just had, oh, it was good, and it had like a hint of a little bit of like orangey lemon taste to it. Probably she put some orange or lemon from a real orange or lemon, and because like I said in other videos, my mom and I, in my first marriage, everything was from scratch. Never ever anything from a box, never, or a can or whatever. You know, it was, well, obviously, like if you needed beans or something from a can for a soup, if we didn't have it from our garden, we'd get it, you know, frozen, whatever. But you know what I mean? Everything was homemade. And so I just started thinking about that, about pumpkins, and you know, they're, I don't know, where you live, where it's not hot weather. I don't know. I was one day just looking up on Google, where is the, not like Alaska would be cold, but you know, kind of, I don't know. My perfect temperature year round would be 60 to 65. And I'm sure people that live in hot weather would be like, oh my gosh, that's freezing. And people in freezing weather would be like, whew, that's hot. It's all relevant to where you live. But I was just looking it up, and then it got me thinking about pumpkins and, you know, where you live. If you live where it's hot, obviously you couldn't leave pumpkins outside. They'd get to mush, especially the cut ones. They turn to mush. I always wondered how it is if you're living somewhere hot. And I did one year. I was somewhere else, not here. And came home for Christmas, but then went back. And then I was there for New Year's, which, you know, around here it's usually snowing. And, you know, it just got that kind of holiday feeling because that's what I'm used to. And it was so different there, you know, not having that weather kind of feeling. So it's, I don't know. I wonder how people, but I guess if they've grown up or you've lived somewhere from the beginning, that's all you know, right? But I always think, as much as, you know, we don't like the stuff that falls from the sky that's white. Don't like to say the word, not to jinx us, but I don't know, it would be kind of I don't know. I don't know how it would be Christmas, but I do always say, you know, it's stuff that falls from the sky after midnight mass on Christmas Eve, when we're all safely home. It could happen during that day, and then it stops. Done. That's enough for me. But that's my story today on pumpkins. Also, talking about, you know, other people and how you live and where you live and how things are different. Just a little, not really a word to the wise is sufficient, or I don't know. My kind of quote thing went down the tubes, because, not really, I shouldn't say it went down the tubes. I put stuff out there on YouTube, and if it doesn't seem to go over, I stop it, because there's no point. You know, I took a lot of time to think of some sayings I love to write, and if it wasn't appreciated, I'm not going to put out there. There's no point. But before you say something to others, before you think something of others, before you're choosing between good and bad, right and wrong, I don't know what the opposite of evil is, but whatever that is, think. That would be my thought for the day. Think. Think before you open your mouth. Think before the thought leaves your brain. I could say more, but I won't. But anyhow, leaves your brain and goes to your mouth for the words to come out. Because words are very sharp, and words can hurt and do damage. So for this upcoming holiday season, think. Now, you don't have to do any of this. I'm just saying this is how I like to live my life. Think. Think, because you don't know what other people are going through. Nobody knows. But just think and put yourself in their place. Remember my mom used to say, you know how if you're in the grocery store and say you got a new teller, cashier, and you know they may be screwing things up or charging you twice, you could either get mad and say, you just charged that 3 times, or you can be kind. And I've always taken the kind route, as my mom did. And my mom used to always say, and sometimes, you know, there was some, you know, these cashiers would be like really not nice. But I always chose to take the high road and not stoop to someone else's level. If I did, this would be a totally different video. But anyhow, my mom used to say when the kids were little, she says, you know, one day that might be one of your kids. And how would you want them to be treated? Because I would be amazed that, you know, I mean, people get snippy. I mean, now the whole world, it just seems everyone's all mad. But anyhow, think if that was your kid being the cashier. Well, I would hope my kids wouldn't be snippy like that. But just think about it. Think about how you treat people. You know, just because you're on a bad day or you're just mad and you want to ruin someone else's life because you're mad or take it out on them, that's not the godly way to live. Yes, I do say God. I don't talk about religion, but I say God. And like the little pumpkin sitting out there, when the little pumpkin's on the porch and the, you know, what starts to fall down, be that proud pumpkin that sits there. Take the high road. Think before you speak, especially during the holiday season, because everything our world has been through, many people are still trying to recover of what they're going through, or maybe just in a bad place because things change in life. And just because you may be sitting on a perch as a rich widow, or just someone that doesn't have to worry about things that other people do, doesn't mean you have a right to be mean to people. Now that's just my thought for the season of what's coming up. Because you may be out in the stores, I don't know. We don't have no malls or stores, I don't know. There's nothing here. But it doesn't really bother me. I wasn't one to, you know, I don't really care. It's not about the, you know, the commercial thing. It's just about how you are to others. So take what you may out of my video. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe, like. Be kind to people you don't know what they're going through. Pay it forward if you can. Be the reason someone smiles today, not frowns. Thanks for watching. Bye.